All
My
right.
movie recollection with me, John Nemitz.
And me, Vincent Cloud.
This is a podcast where we talk about films, but we do it rapidly and randomly. I know we've used that one before, but I like that one. But it's also a bit of a game show if game shows didn't have prizes, because we have to guess which other movie, not which other movie, which movie the other person picked at random. And if you guess the movie and you haven't seen it, then you need to guess the plot.
That's crazy.
I know.
There's more. Just to let you guys know, we use Letterboxd over here, man. Like, get with it. Like, I don't know. I'm really starting to enjoy this website, even just recently, where I'm like, oh, that's cool. I want to add more people, but I don't know who else has it. So I just have you and Scott. That's about it.
Oh, I don't even have Scott yet. I need to get on that.
Yeah, it's like Derp 1987, maybe something like that. All right, well, let's start with our movies. Let's start with mine because I already saw it. I didn't mean to, but I saw the movie. So it's a two-word title. First word starts with a T, or the first word's the, and then the second word starts with an M, as in maestro.
The Mask,
No.
The Master.
Yes.
Have not seen it,
Oh, okay.
but that's PTA, right? And it's starring PSH.
And JP, right?
JP, I don't know. It's about the origins of Scientology, right?
Is it?
Is it?
Wow.
I don't know. That's my, I could be wrong. I haven't seen it,
I don't
but it's
just
about
go on.
LRH.
Oh, AA is in this as well.
AA, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
Yes. Get me to the AA meeting if she's there.
Yeah, I'll pretend to be an alien that needs to communicate with her. Okay, so that's interesting because maybe it is about Scientology. I know it was I just figured it was just a cult, like he was starting a cult. I have no idea the specifics of Scientology to call it out, but I guess, I mean, it's a strong possibility that's what it was about for sure.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it's just like a veiled retelling of it or something like that. I guess I don't know. I thought I was under the impression it was more explicitly about that, um, but like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It's possible because I've heard some stuff about Scientology. There's a scene where PSH is, is given JP this test. He's like asking him these questions and like really personal questions. And like, didn't they do that to their members so that like they have dirt on them and stuff?
Yeah.
I, th yeah, maybe it was Scientology. Wow.
Who's JP?
Joaquin, I mean, yeah,
Oh,
Joaquin
okay.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so did I ever tell you about the time Jesse and I were in Minneapolis and we um took personality tests at the Scientology Center?
Wow. Go on.
Well, we didn't know it was them at first. We just were walking downtown, and it said like free personality tests, come inside, and we're like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And we we went and sat, and they asked us all the questions, and like that part didn't, nothing seemed all that strange. Like it felt like any personality test you could have gotten anywhere. And then they told us some generic stuff at the end, and we gave them fake names and addresses, so like they wouldn't keep reaching out to us. Um, but the weird thing was like the stuff you could just hear going on in the background. Like honestly, it sounded like something out of Brazil or something, like the movie Brazil. Like there was a, we just heard like in a different room a guy being like, And which dog do you like best? And which dog do you like best? Like just asking that question over and over again as though
Well,
like they're showing him pictures of dogs and he's like, I like number four. I like number two. Like that's all I really remember from it.
oh, chilling.
I know.
Well, yeah, it's Joaquin Phoenix is like this terrible alcoholic. Like he's drinking, like he's on this warship. He's in the Navy, I believe, and he learns how to make these hardcore drinks from like the fuel or
Ooh.
something. And like is just terribly drunk, violent. Like he has this early job of taking pictures in some department store or whatever, or a mall. Um, but then you could tell he's just like on edge and he's troubled and stuff. So when he runs into Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's like, I have all the answers and stuff like that. And yeah, eventually, like the one scene that stuck out, and I thought, I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson movies always look good, and so does this. But I felt like it was just kind of dull. I'd never really got into it, but the one scene that stood out was where they're at a party and Philip Seymour Hoffman's, he's kind of telling jokes and making it lively, and the one guy in the background is like, what you're describing is a cult. And Philip Seymour Hoffman goes into defensive mode, first like trying to be cordial, like, ha, 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 I get this all the time. No, and he tries to, do a little number around him, and then he thinks it's taken care of. He starts talking to everyone, and then the guy is just consistent. He's like, no, that's not right. What you're saying is like a line of bullshit. This is all paraphrasing from my point.
Yeah.
And eventually Philip Seymour Hoffman just gets so pissed off, and eventually that guy takes off. Later on, Phoenix and some other guy show up at that dude's place and beat the fuck out of him. It was horrifying, and that's what stood out to me. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like this is crazy. And yeah, I thought it was okay. I might like it a second time around.
Yeah, I definitely plan to watch it. PTA is on my list of directors I want to watch all of their movies, so I'll get to it at some point.
Even Licorice Pizza, I'm like, fuck your title.
Yeah, I literally know nothing about that movie that other than that he directed it.
Oh, wait. No, I think Licorice Pizza was like a store in the 70s or something. There's a thing called that, but I still don't like it. I don't care for it.
No, thank
Um,
you. What if it's red
uh,
licorice,
yeah.
red vines?
Wait, isn't that different though? Twizzlers and Red Vines? Or they're both licorice?
I think so. I think they qualify as red licorice.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hmm. Anything else about this movie? I think there's a twist at the end. Do you care or
No, go ahead.
and when I say this, I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Apparently, Amy Adams was the one in control the whole time. She was the master, but it's
Ooh.
revealed so like subtly, but also whelmingly, where I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Like the movie, like I said, the movie never grabbed me, and I like Paul Thomas Anderson's stuff for the most part. So yeah. All right, new movie.
New movie.
Oh, I should write these down for the Lauer.
Lightning three
Sour.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Two-word title. First word starts with K as in killer.
Two word, you said?
Two words.
Hmm. Killing Fields?
Nope. Um, it is from the mid aughts, maybe mid to late. Um, it is a comedy
Ah. Hmm.
from a prolific comedy director of that era.
Oh,
Um,
blanking.
it's got
Anyone?
Paul
Anyone?
Rudd in it. And
Knocked Up?
yes,
I like a little knocked up action going on. So we've both seen it?
yes. Well, I assume so.
Okay, well, what's his name? Joint, who made all those movies? Paul.
Apatow, Judd
Yeah.
Apatow.
Oh, yeah, Judd Apatow. Yeah. And so it's like a lot of improv stuff, but I thought this was good. I think did I see it in theaters, not sure. Maybe. But this was, yeah, Seth Rogen and all those movies and stuff. But this time he's with Katherine Heigl,
Hmm.
and she's throwing her hand into the whole comedy scene. And I thought she was good. I think for the most part, she's a straight character. She doesn't really get any comedy stuff to do at all. Um, but she's pretty, and that's all that mattered to me. Yeah, and then Paul Rudd. Was this when Paul Rudd started to like take over? Like everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, he's just so good and stuff," you know?
Oh, yeah, that seems right about the right time. And
Yeah.
then uh Leslie Mann, who is Judd Apatow's wife, correct?
Yes, they
And
eventually get a spin-off movie. This is
yeah,
40.
yeah. It's like, what if it's everyone in my family, but Paul Rudd plays me?
Yeah, you know what? As soon as I did turn 40, that movie popped in my mind. I'm like, now it'll be significant and like I can relate to it. I'll pick up on all these mannerisms and stuff. But really,
And did you watch it again?
I haven't yet. No,
Oh,
I
okay.
want to though. Okay, but this one though, it's got Jonah Hill and Jay Baruchel. No, thank you.
Jason Segel,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
Uh,
others.
what is the so yeah, they Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl have a one night stand, but he doesn't use a condom, and then she's pregnant, and she just got this job at the E Network or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Bill Hader's there.
Man, I
Uh,
haven't. It's been a long time since I've seen this one. This is one I remember very little of. I do remember them using a beard as a signifier of time. Like they made the bet early on in the movie. They're like, you can't shave your beard or something like that. So it just gets longer and longer throughout the movie.
for who?
I'm trying to remember, honestly. Or am I thinking, was that in a different movie? I
Ah,
can't look it up.
yeah, I don't remember. Um, there's this funny shot. I mean, no, it's shocking, but that's what made me laugh during the pregnancy or during the um birth giving. What am I trying to say? But you see the vaginas and the head of the baby popped out, and you're like, I've never seen that before in my life. Like, see, I always thought, not always, but more recently, where I'm like, you know, where they have the husband during the what is it called, John, when the baby comes out?
The birth?
The birth. Wow. Thank you. During the birth, like, would you really want to be in there with your wife? Because, like, you know, you hear the beautiful horror stories of like they're shitting all over the place, they're screaming at you and stuff. You
You know,
cut the
for
cord.
better or worse, man.
Oh my gosh, that's what they meant for for sex or for birth, for better or birth. That's what it should have been.
There you go. I remember in health class, we had to watch a birth on TV in the class, and like they showed like you're describing, and I remember one kid being like, "Man, that wasn't even satisfying."
Oh my gosh. Just weed out all the perverts.
I guess so.
All the kids that get up and leave. Wow. Uh, yeah, I think this was good. They're all kind of the same to me. They're all like improv jokes, and you could just kind of tell after a while. Nothing's written
Hmm.
out, nothing's too clever where like, oh, this is driving the theme. It's just like, you know how I know you're gay? You watch, I don't know, whatever, American Idol, and you're like, hmm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember that now that you mentioned that.
Yeah. So they're
When
okay.
did that one get capped off by like because you have sex with men or something like that?
It's possible. But
Like,
well, that's 40-year-old virgin, I think we're talking about now.
oh, was that okay?
Yeah. But like that's how it's easiest to confuse them because they're all the same cast over and over again.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But
Um,
he did
hmm.
like Apatow like I feel launched a lot of careers with this model of like get the up and comer as the star and then have like someone new as the up and comer in that movie, like in the supporting cast, and seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah. The whole freaks and geeks thing.
Yes.
It's like retroactively like, oh, this was great. Although I did like it when I saw like, I don't know, 6 episodes of that show, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I like it.
That's staying near all of them.
Oh, yeah, right? There wasn't a lot. Okay, anything else about Knocked Up?
Ah, man, I don't think so.
Maybe Craig Robinson was like the bouncer at the club, and they're like, "Why won't you let us in?" And he's like, "Because you're pregnant as hell. Like we can't have you coming in here." Uh, all right, should we do a new movie?
Yes.
Snoo movie. All right, I am pressing the shuffle button on my letterbox account. Oh, we this is a repeat. We already talked about the Space Jam.
The first one?
Yes, unless you have something new to add to it.
I don't.
All right.
Except I did watch the second one at some point.
Hey, okay, well, what do you got to say about that? Real quick.
Eh.
All right, so this movie, it's a one-word title, and it starts with E as in elephant.
Evolution.
Wow.
Is it
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man. I loved that movie. Like when it came out and then haven't thought about it much since, but um yeah, what's the deal? Some was it a life form came on like a asteroid or something? I don't remember where it came from, but basically the deal was it went through all of like the evolution on Earth in a fraction amount of time. So like within like days or weeks, they basically had like giant plants and animals and all this stuff. Um, and then I like just to recollect what I can recollect. I remember at the end, then this like so we're like a carbon-based life form, and they were based on some other element. So that meant that like what would be arsenic to us was like selenium to them, which selenium comes in Head and Shoulders shampoo or something like that, like dandruff
Oh,
shampoo.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. What this was like Reitman, right? Ivan
Was it?
Reitman?
I'd have no idea.
I remember it was trying to be Ghostbusters in a way, but not enough. And that was fine. But like, what is it? It's David Duchovny, Orlando Jones,
Mhm.
Julian Moore, and Sean William Scott. But they maybe David Duchovny and Orlando Jones are like scientist buddies or something like that. Sean William Scott is like a firefighter, but they all get involved with that weird species and thing and everything. I don't know. It was just kind of too um not tight enough, I guess. I don't know. I needed the comedy to be more like bam, bam, and bam, but it because it also has these sequences of the aliens, and even though they look cool, I don't know. It was just weird. I saw it in theaters too, John, and I haven't seen it since. Yeah.
And I feel like I maybe watched it like two or three times. Like I actually really liked it when it like at that time. I don't know if I would like it anymore, but it
What,
was definitely right up my alley, like weird science fiction comedy.
what do you think? Why do you think that is? Maybe, because both of us are like, yeah, it was okay, but we haven't seen it since.
I don't know. I guess it's just it did. Like, I've never hear anyone talking about it. You know what I mean? Like it definitely has not stood up as a classic or anything in the public view. So you just don't think about stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Are you an X-Files fan? So you were like, oh yeah, a little D&D, get up there, you know?
Um, Not overly so. Like I have not done a deep dive on the X-Files or anything. I've enjoyed catching an episode here or there, but yeah, that definitely wasn't the driver for me.
Hmm. Yeah, it was that giant creature, and then Orlando Jones goes up inside the hole. That was gross, remember? Oh yeah, doesn't he get something in his ass too? Like there was a lot of ass stuff with Orlando Jones. Oh. What happened to him, by the way? Holy smokes.
Hmm, no idea.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Another movie?
Sure.
Oh man, you know what? I saw that in theaters with my mom, and like, yeah, we watched it both together, and I think we both liked it enough so that she bought me a copy of it later on. I'm like, oh yeah, but I just never got it out of the wrapping and watched it, so that's odd. I actually, for some reason, I find it more interesting because it was so easy to walk away from. I'm kind of curious why. Subpar acting, I don't know.
Yeah, could be. We decided against documentaries, right?
Yes. Yeah, we have yet to do one, and I don't
Okay,
know.
good, because I don't really want to talk about Fahrenheit 9/11.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Okay, here we go. One word starts with M as in miracle.
Mm, mermaid. Mermaids.
Nope. Let's see here. Mid 90s.
I don't know. Anyone I know?
Um, I can't think of who's in it other than the main guy. Johnny
Direct.
Travolta.
Oh, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Seen
was
it?
like, yeah, yeah. This is he plays John Travolta plays an angel, and like what's her name is in it? And Oliver Platt. Uh, what's her fucking name now? But she's kind of southern a little bit. She's like, "Oh my God, Michael, you're an
Oh, was
angel."
she the one in Groundhog Day?
Yeah, Annie
Andy
McDowell.
McDowell, yeah.
Yes. And John Travolta is an angel, not a saint, as it said on the on the cover. But
Classic.
but I don't
Yeah, he's
remember.
just like kind of a sloppy guy.
Yeah, he's like I just remember him eating cereal and there's like milk dripping off his chin and stuff. And he's like, "Remember what John and Paul said?" They're like, "The apostles?" I was like, "No, the Beatles." But, I think I just said everything I remember, and I think that was all for the trailer. I think it was fine. I don't know. Is he slowly dying? Like he's losing his feathers throughout the movie? Does that sound right?
Oh, that sounds right. I think he's like being retired or something, and he came back to Earth for one last mission or one last whatever. Um, and it's like a road trip movie, I think, right?
Yeah.
Um, was it uh what's his name? William Hurt? John Hurt?
You
Uh
William.
William
Yeah.
Hurt. Yeah, those like the three of them, right? Those two and Andy McDowell. Because I think there's some business with the largest ball of twine or something along those lines.
Yeah.
like these
Okay.
roadside attractions.
All right. Yeah, it was like a cutesy mid-budget, yeah, road movie.
And like all like the middle-aged women in the movie found Travolta just to be insanely sexy.
Yeah. Does he does he and Andy have McDowell have a thing, or is Michael just helping William and her get
I
together?
feel like the latter. Um,
Right. Uh,
yeah, I think there's something weird at the end where like they kind of separated, um, and then they each kind of keep seeing glimpses of Michael, and they are like kind of going after him, and then they end up like running into each other in New York or something.
hmm. Was this was fine. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I think that's my thoughts too.
Yeah, we have yet to cover something that we're like super excited about, really. They're just okay. Right? Anything else about Michael? Like, I think that's about it, like from what I remember.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I guess that's it.
maybe some business with like a woman landlord or something. I don't remember exactly.
Does Oliver Platt have anything to do, or is he just cracking wise?
I don't remember.
Like Oliver Platt was in so many movies, and he's just the same guy over and over again. He's always just like, I don't know, he's not a bad guy, but he's also kind of an asshole, and he just makes snide comments and stuff like that. New movie.
Sounds about right.
How about that? I
All
think
right.
I think we're. Oh, we don't need a segue for this fucking show. Okay, here we go. Two-word title. First word starts with an R, as in rapid.
Title. Rat Race.
No, I wish.
Um, Rambo 2 through 5. Rocky 2 through 5.
Michael Shannon in a
Hmm.
supporting role. Oscar nominated supporting role to be
Ooh.
specific.
Oh wow. Okay.
Uh,
Um, what era of time?
Early 2000s, or
Okay.
maybe like 2007, mid 2000s.
Um, hmm.
Yeah, this is where he blew up. All of a sudden, people are like, "Oh my God, did you see this fucking weirdo, Michael Shannon?" Okay, I'll add. Oh, is that the director? No, I guess not. Possibly Sam Mendes. Possibly.
Possibly Sam Mendes.
I
Okay.
think I think it is, just considering the rest of the cast. I think it is. Possibly Sam Mendes. All right, all right. This will give it away. Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet starts with an R.
Yes,
2 words.
yes.
Any punctuation?
We're not done yet. And lastly, Leo DiCaprio.
Any punctuation?
Two-word title. No, no,
2 word.
no punctuation.
Man, why am I blanking on this? Because I
Uh,
wanted.
yeah.
Well, no, that's not her anyway. Never mind. I was gonna say I was like Romeo plus Juliet was coming to mind, but that doesn't make sense because that's not her.
Right. Uh,
Um,
this is the big reunion of Leo and Kate since Titanic.
hmm,
I should
yeah,
just tell you, I don't think you're gonna
yeah. I
get
think you
this.
should.
Revolutionary Road.
Oh, never seen it. Don't know anything about it.
Oh, never even heard of it, huh?
No. Well, I've
Wow.
heard the name, but
Oh,
yeah, know nothing about it. Okay. Revolutionary Road. I'm gonna say it's a period piece.
oh.
Um, about 1770s America. Leo's a Yankee, Kate's a Brit. They're living in Massachusetts.
I think you
Um,
got the period wrong.
oh,
Are all
I
period?
know. I'm sure
Oh,
I
okay.
did.
Okay.
Like I said, I know nothing about the movie, so I'm just making it up. Um, they're on the road to the Revolutionary War, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And where's
Um,
Michael Shannon in all this? Enough to
uh,
get him nominated?
he's a he's one of the founding fathers.
All right. So the it's about a crumbling marriage. This is I feel like Leo and Kate were like, we're sick of fucking people saying, "Oh my God, you guys are meant to be together. You're my favorite couple of movies and stuff." So they're like, "Okay, well, we're gonna make a movie where we're married, but we hate each other for like 2 hours straight. You're just gonna have to watch us have arguments and like petty things said about each other and lie to each other and like it's I think it's well done, but after a while you're like, oh, this is just about this marriage that will not be saved. You just know it, There's like they do things to each other that is like irreversibly like, yeah, you guys will never look at each other the same way and stuff. And so it's a bunch of that, but Michael Shannon shows up for only two scenes. He shows up, one of the neighbors brings her son, and that's him, and he just got out of the institution or something like that. He was for mental health. So he just says whatever, he has no block. He just observes and says. And so they're there, and Kate and Leo are trying to pretend like, we're just, typical 50s family. I think it's in the 50s. And he's just like, no, you're not. You hate her, and she hates you. And he's just like saying all the shit that they feel. And then they're so uncomfortable. And Shannon just laughs because he can't believe that he's in this situation and he's the only one with the balls to say it, even though he's making everyone uncomfortable. But yeah, Michael Shannon steals the fucking movie with those two scenes. It's awesome.
I mean, he must.
Yeah. Um, Kate Winslet gets naked in like every movie. You ever notice that? Like maybe not
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine, but like every other movie though.
What did I just watch with her? Oh yeah, Holy Smoke, the Jane Campion film.
Harvey Keitel?
Yeah,
Right.
and she definitely did there too.
God, she might have gotten naked in Heavenly Creatures like all the time. And I'm wondering, like, because I do love her and I think she's an amazing actress and I think she's very beautiful. But I'm like, wait a minute though, is it just because she shows her boobs and everything? Maybe is that why? Fucking weird. Like even the when she finally won her Oscar, you ever watch that fucking movie? The the Reader, I think.
No.
Yeah, it's just her getting plowed like the whole time. And you're like, why is this? Why did she win an Oscar for this? Like she just does that in all her movies. It's crazy. Anyways, um, yeah, this is if you don't mind seeing a marriage fall apart before your very eyes, I like this.
I just gotta look in a mirror.
And you're like,
Get over here,
Rochelle, come
honey.
here. Yeah. And I'll show up. I'll be the Michael Shannon. Oh man. Yeah, it's oh my God. Okay, so I'll throw this is one of the scenes where I'm like, oh my gosh. So they're having an this they've been not talking to each other all day, and then they just finally kind of connect for a little bit, and they start having sex in the kitchen, but he like has a premature ejaculation, and she's like it's devastating because she doesn't want to get pregnant. Like just she was kind of saying like, oh, maybe we'll drift apart, and you know, and then that happens, and you just know the consequences of that, and it's like, I never would have thought to see Leo have a premature pump, two pumps and a squirt. I'm like that was nuts. So yeah, it really felt like they were just trying to destroy all the magic of their Titanic days or something. It was really weird.
Sounds like it worked.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that rascally Dave should be here pretty soon. Do you have a reshoot or anything like that?
Oh, I finally watched Fright Night, the correct Fright Night,
Oh, cool. And
and I thought it was pretty good. I like the whole idea of, like the whole Galaxy Quest thing of like actors forced to do
oh,
like the real thing
yeah.
of what, you know, what they're pretending to do. Um, yeah, one thing that also struck me is the way the duo worked, the vampire and his buddy.
Hmm.
So you're like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit about this cross, and like, you know, but he can be shot.
Oh my gosh, when he melts, it's so gross. You're like, what? I don't even remember what caused him to do that. It just all of a sudden he just melted. But oh my gosh. No, so I said that this is one of my favorite vampire movies, and I also like From Dusk Till Dawn, like that's also up there. Dusk Till Dawn is written by Tarantino. So what do you know? There's tons of Fright Night shit in From Dusk Till
Hmm,
Dawn. Like the
gotcha.
melting, the mouth, the wide mouth, that was on his girlfriend. Wasn't that fucked up when she shows
Yeah.
up? And you're like, why do you have long orange hair? What's happening to you? It's so unsettling. Um, and then what else? Oh, the smashing of the windows so the light pours in to kill him,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like Tarantino just will not stop with that shit, and I'm looking forward to when he retires. Dave,
I
what's up?
I had to
Hey
admit though,
guys.
I in that scene with the light pouring, and I'm like, is this like house on the sunniest spot on the planet? And is it like surrounded by mirrors? Like any crack in the wall, it was just like direct sunlight just pouring in from the correct angle.
uh, so good. Dave, we're talking about wait. Oh, this is more of a what is this? A reshoot. We're
A
talking about
reshoot,
Fright
yeah.
Night. Yeah.
I've
So
never seen it.
I see. Well, I have to
But
add.
I do have a hatred for any time I'm watching a movie and there's something so bright on the screen that I have to look away. Like if there's someone with a flashlight and then they turn it and flash it towards the camera, I'm like, "Oh, come on." And I'll just cuss and I'll look away. I'm like, "You stupid bastards."
Or sneeze.
Yeah.
What did I want to add to this? Okay, so I said that I really like Chris Sarandon, who plays the vampire, and what like I rewatched it for Halloween, and I forgot this moment where he's full on vampire mode, and he's choking the kid. What's his name? It's not Billy, is it? Danny, whatever. But he's like, you have a choice. You can, you don't have to report this, and I'll give you I'll give you something I was never given, a choice. And I was like, oh shit, this is a kind of a reluctant vampire in a way,
Hmm.
But the kid doesn't do it. He still wants to, report him and stuff. So I've never seen that before where a vampire, he's like, hey, I don't have to turn you. I don't have to kill you and your mom. Just leave me alone. So that was
Just
cool.
be chill.
Yeah. And then an extra thing though, and it's so unnerving. So he's always eating like a fruit when he's like in his human form because he's like, as the actor, he's like, I decided he's like 30% fruit bat as well. And I was grossed out by that. I was like, ew, that's even worse.
Yeah, vampires need to be vampire bats, not fruit bats.
All right. You know what, Dave? Let's do the Lauer lightning round, eh? So I have
All
some
right.
questions here. Have you seen the movie The Master?
No.
Heard of it though?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't think. I don't know. It sounds like an Edward Norton movie or something like that.
Oh, you're thinking The Illusionist.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, okay, next movie, Knocked Up. You had to have saw that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, Katherine Heigl. Um, it was really good, but I would never watch it again. Um, just the subject matter of pregnancy for like the backdrop of a comedy. I don't know. For me, I don't know. Well, at the time, like I was terrified of having kids when I'm watching it. So like I'm right there with Seth Rogen and I'm like, "Oh, this is stressing me out. I don't want to have kids. There's so much responsibility." So like while I love the movie and I think there's lots of really good people in it and really good writing and Judd Apatow, I don't really want to watch it again. There's other Seth Rogen movies that I'd prefer to watch over it.
No shit. If you're that scared of fatherhood, don't ever watch Eraserhead, right?
I was just gonna say,
What is that about?
All right, we have another one for you. Have you ever seen the movie Evolution?
David Duchovny?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I've seen parts of it on cable TV. I haven't seen all of it, but does that have Sigourney Weaver in it too?
No, Julian Moore.
Okay, yeah. Uh, from what I've saw, it was awesome. I do want to like actually watch it again and watch it in its entirety. Um, from like the parts that I've seen, it was really great.
Have you seen the movie Michael?
With John Travolta.
Yeah.
Dude, dude, I watched that movie in theaters back in like
Oh,
1995 or 96 or whenever that was. My mom loved John Travolta, and we went to the theaters to watch it. I mean, it wasn't, Independence Day or Jurassic Park 2 or some of the other movies that were kind of from that time frame. It wasn't like those, obviously. But I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it at the time. I thought it was cool. Um, I don't totally remember the plot other than like he was an angel, but nobody knew he was an angel. And then at the end, like he reveals like these giant flapping bird wings where they're just obnoxious. He's like wearing a giant like suit coat the whole movie, and then all of a sudden the suit coat comes off and there's like giant 6 foot wings underneath them.
that's right. And like he has like some weird angel disease or something, or he's something. I don't remember. Oh my God, there is actually a disease called Angel Man disease, but that is not that. Yeah.
I don't think I want to know what that is.
It's cute. No, it's
I
not cute.
I wonder, like at the time, I felt like they were trying to say, like, oh, God gives you a disease if he needs more angels, so that's why you died. I don't know. Like, I vaguely remember something like that.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I don't remember why he is dying, but he is. But you know what though? Angel Man disease, I'll tell you what it's about. It's just you could be born with it where you are naughty, perhaps violent, but you're smiling when you're doing it. And like you're supposed to be kind of like suckered in or like you know what I mean? Like kind of seduced or whatever, because like they have this big inviting smile, but they could be very naughty. And I've known a couple of clients with that. Yeah, one was more violent than the other, and one, even if he wanted to hit you, he couldn't. Like he was like the wind up, he couldn't hit you. So yeah,
So wait, is this like a mental disorder, like
yeah,
mental
yeah,
illness? Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so finally, this is the last movie, Revolutionary Road.
Never seen it. Is it like Kate Winslet?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Who else is in it?
Leo. This is
That
their
is
Titanic
Leah.
reunion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, never saw it. I don't know. I feel like I don't need to. I would watch it for Kate Winslet, but I don't think I would watch it for Leo because I've seen enough of Leo's movies. I know what he has to offer at this point.
All right. Well, I just want to say it's about, it's the reunion between Titanic, and you're like, if you like them as a couple, you want to be like, oh, watch them fill the screen with magic once again. No, it's about a crumbling marriage and they hate each other. It is just awful. It's depressing.
That
Yeah.
sounds horribly depressing. What was the time frame of this movie?
1950s, I think.
Okay.
Is that, yeah.
I was thinking like 1700s or something. I don't know. It's like the
Hey, me too.
Revolutionary War
That's
time.
right. That was exactly what I said too.
I would have too if I were, do history.
I was thinking like maybe they live like right on the Mason-Dixon line and they have to go down
Oh.
Revolutionary Road to see each other, or I don't know.
All right. Well, that's
Or no,
the.
I'm confusing the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. I'm an idiot, but whatever.
I was, see, again, I was like, yeah, for sure, man. I don't. I just didn't pay attention back in the day. All right. Well, that was the show. Like, subscribe, comment if you're on YouTube. Go to mymovierecollection.com. I was Vincent Cloud.
Hey, and by the way, I made sure that we're listed in some other apps, so Spotify, iHeartRadio, and always in Pocket Casts and Apple Podcasts and all those places. I was John Emmett.
And I was David Lauer.